Please continue with eyes closed, coming into your own sweet, natural breath. And in this guided meditation, we're going to offer healing for the ancestral wounding that has been brought forward from previous generations, right here and now, to you. And we will also send healing forward to future generations. I'm going to be inviting you to connect in with either your grandmothers or your grandfathers. What I suggest is that if you identify as male, you send this back through the father line. If you identify as female, you send it back through the mother line. Or if you identify as neither, just send it back however you wish. And once you've done this once, sending it back through the lineage of the grandmothers, let's say, then the next time you can do it sending back through the lineage of the grandfathers. And if you don't know your biological family, your biological lineage, you can send it back through an adoptive lineage or whatever lineage you most feel a part of. First, I want to introduce you to what in Kaliki Reiki we call the soul line. This is a channel of light, of love force energy that we typically see as running vertical and medially through our physical body, but it is not physical. In yoga, we call this the Sushumna. But the Sushumna only is thought to go from our root chakra, Muladhara, up to our upper palate. And our soul line, however, is infinite. So it rises infinitely above and descends infinitely below. Now, in cosmic orientation, there truly is no above and below, but we like to conceptualize our various past incarnations kind of wrapped around this soul line beneath us, and our future incarnations wrapped around the soul line above us. For this meditation, however, I'm going to invite you to picture the soul line as horizontal and intersecting at your heart center. So for right now, please imagine at your heart center a brilliant star of light. Your heart chakra expands until it fills practically your entire torso. It expands with the love force energy, which is the energy of limitless love, and it is the energy of the Divine Mother. Very good. And now imagine that you are seated between two wall-size mirrors, one directly in front of you and one directly behind you. If you've actually ever been seated between two wall-size mirrors, you will understand the infinity effect that happens. Even as you're looking forward out your eyes into the mirror in front of you, you can see reflected from the mirror behind you, as if there are 10,000 little yous extending back and back and back, decreasing in size. And similarly, in the mirror in front of you, it is like there are 10,000 little yous extending forward, each decreasing in size. So as you sit here and picture yourself between these two mirrors and feel this horizontal soul line extending infinitely forward and infinitely back, imagine that at equal points along the soul line, you see these starbursts of light, a reflection of the light in your own heart center. They get smaller and smaller as they go backward, and they get smaller and smaller as they move forward. Each one of these points of light represents someone in your lineage, a grandmother, a mother, a great-grandmother, a father, a grandfather, a great-great-great, until it goes all the way back to the origin. And I invite you to work with either the grandfathers or the grandmothers. I will use the feminine language, but please see them as they appear to you in your lineage. So as you look backward, you might be able to discern the actual features of your mother, your father, maybe even your grandmother, your grandfather. Chances are, as you get further back, you really don't know what those ancestors looked like, appeared like. But you can still see that shining light, that bindu point, that star of light at their heart center. And you can feel the soul line extending back and see them along this soul line. Because you're traveling on the soul line back through the lineage, back to the very first mother or father of your lineage. And you're doing this through the heart center, whereas you may not be able to make out their physical features. There is a sensing into their heart center, these bindu points. And as you travel back on the soul line through each heart center, you become aware of each being's pain, joy. You can experience the blessings they experienced in their lives, as well as the oppression, the injustice, the fears, the abuse, the humiliation, all of those negative things we prefer not to experience. It may be for you as you go back, it's as if you're going back on a trail of tears. But along the way, you find the joys, the quiet moments, the successes, the victories, the peace, all of it. This is your lineage, and you can feel it extending back and back and back to the very origin, to the Divine Mother herself, at the very beginning of your lineage. And you can feel her love force shining forward through the hearts of each one of these struggling beings. And you can feel that love force pulsing through each generation, all the way back up to you here now. And feel the light of your own heart pulsing. Feel that heart light, that love force growing within you. And send that love force back through each one of these generations, offering love to the suffering, the confusion, the anger, the frustration, offering love even to those who seem to commit abuse, betrayal. Just send the love back and forth, letting it pulsate between you here, now, open-hearted, back to the origin, to Divine Mother at the source, to the limitless love even before her. And let this love continue to pulsate through the generations, back up to you, and pulsate back down. Perhaps even as you do this, you experience an even greater spaciousness and openness in your own heart. Perhaps you experience deep empathy and compassion, forgiveness. Or if there is still a hardness in your own heart, allow that pulsation from the very source to rise up through the soul line even more powerfully, healing you, healing all those generations. And now let's take a little time in silence for you to just continue this work, simply sending the energy of love force healing back and forth between you and divine origin, cleansing, purifying, releasing the burdens, the suffering, the wrongness, letting it all go, letting it all be filled with love, force, healing. If you come across a being, a light that is particularly dim, offer it love, offer it light. Very good. Once again, feel that pulsation of love force energy pulsing between you here and now and Divine Mother at the very beginning of the generations. See each one of the lights increasing in their brightness. Take a moment and see if there is any particular individual ancestor that has a message for you here and now. Just listen to the message and offer gratitude. And if you have a message of love, forgiveness, healing for any ancestor along this line, offer that now with gratitude. Very good. Take a deep inhalation and a deep exhalation. And now we picture that soul line extending forward through all the future generations. Now, if you do not have a biological child, a son or daughter, picture what you would consider to be the legacy of your lineage. And perhaps these are nieces, nephews, friends, students. Perhaps they are beings yet to encounter in this lifetime. But see these lights shining in their hearts, extending forward on this horizontal soul line, infinitely out into the future. Each light getting a little smaller along the soul line as it's further and further into the future. And just as you did before, along this soul line, from your shining heart center, send forward through the generations, through the daughters, the sons, the children, the beloveds. Send the love force forward. Send the healing forward all the way to where you can see no more and hear again. Waits Divine Mother. And it's as if on an exhalation you send the love force forward. And then on her exhalation at the very end, you inhale and the love force is sent back to you. And keep this pulsation, this breathing rhythm going. Exhaling the love force forward and inhaling her divine love back from the farthest generation into present moment. Offering whatever healing you have received to the future generations. Sending it forward. And now please return to your own self right here and now. Feel that great expanse of light opening at the heart. Feel the spaciousness in your own heart center. And then visualize this horizontal soul line, continuous from the very first to the very last. It is as if Divine Mother encompasses it all, and she is at the beginning and at the end, Alpha and Omega. And the healing pulsates along this one infinite soul line from the very origin to the very dissolution. Each soul along this line receiving the healing of Divine Mother's love. Very good. Now, as we begin to bring this guided meditation to a close, you can imagine that from above, a gauzy curtain is descended over the mirror in the front and the mirror in the back, so that the generations recede out of your perception, out of awareness. And all that is left is the sensation of you seated here and now, heart open, heart expanded, whole, healed, filled with love force energy. Take a moment to offer gratitude for whatever healing you have experienced. And then as you're ready, gradually let the breath lengthen and deepen. Only very slowly and as you're ready, allowing the eyes to open and return once again, here and now, present moment.